Okay, let's have a look at where the market is for today before we head on into some further crypto news. So we've got a fair bit to cover today, more news stories than anything else. So let's just go through it. So at the moment, pretty much I'd say 70% of the market is up. Ethereum is at just over 4,000. Bitcoin's just over 61,000. Cardano is at $2.16. A few of the larger coins like Polkadot and Solana are down at the moment. Luna is down to $42. But overall, fairly, I would say what we'd call it fairly stable in the market today. We go and have a look at what the price has been done for our cryptos over the last couple of weeks. We over here on the 30-day price cycle where things are at. Bitcoin's up 37%. Ethereum is up 33%. Binance Coin up 28%. Cardano down 6%. Solana up 35%. XRP up 10%. Polkadot up 35%. So it's been a pretty strong month considering, we've also broken our all-time high of Bitcoin and we've also broken the all-time high of the total market cap. So quite positive. Even though Bitcoin's hit its all-time high and traded through that, we haven't seen it really come into the alternate coins yet. Coins like Polkadot, Theta, Zilliqa, they're still sitting down around where their price targets or their prices were a couple of weeks back. But there is a reason for that. And look, to be honest with this, Shiba Inu up 374%. So for those who are Shibu holders, you would be very happy as well. So when it comes to the prices of Bitcoin reflecting the market as a whole, the market does react to what Bitcoin does, but sometimes there's a lagging delay. It can be a 2 to 4 week period. So I'm suspecting that by November, we'll probably have quite a bullish November, where a lot of the altcoins will make jumps into new territory for their all-time highs. And some will travel back to their previous all-time highs. So it does take a while. If we go and have a look at the total market cap, this is what we're talking about. As normal, we're using our standard chart with our 31-day cycle on it. And you can see here that pretty much since we broke our all-time high, it's just gone sideways a little bit. You could almost say there's a small pennant forming here, but I wouldn't be, I think it's probably a bit too early to call it a pennant, but it might be a pennant nonetheless. That's forming. You can see we're pretty much moving sideways along the all-time high at the moment, and that's not really too surprising. Often when an all-time high is broken, it finds support around that space and that price target before it continues on its way. So, and again, as I said, in November, I think with the alternate coins coming on board and probably reflecting what's happened with Bitcoin, then we're going to see some more positive news regarding that. And we should start to see this the all-time high of this continue to go up. So let's have a look at some news in the market. So Shiba Inu nears all-time high as Robinhood include Shiba in a survey. So this is very interesting news, very positive for those who are Shiba Inu holders. And you can just read here a bit about it. So this is just on Cryptopolitan. Shiba spikes over 20% in the last 24 hours. It was learnt today that Robinhood has been circulating an email to selected customers on what cryptocurrencies they purchased within the 3 months. The Shiba Inu token, if we read a bit further down here, was included as an answer, although it's not yet supported for trading on the platform. The Shiba Inu community this was a clear indication that Robinhood is conducting market research to understand what cryptocurrencies the customers are interested in, and to probably a chance to get the token finally listed on their platform. Let's just go and have a look at the chart of Shiba Inu and have a look here. So yeah, wow, it's been a fantastic player over the last couple of weeks. And again, look, we spoke about a possible pennant happening there with Bitcoin, with the total market cap. We can actually draw a pennant right on here for Shiba Inu. We can see the breakout was well above it, and it's continuing to go high today as well. So really good. Sitting at the moment at 0.000035 cents. So that's great news. If you're a Shiba Inu holder, those that are a part of the My Crypto World portfolio, some of those my investors will have that and hold that coin. So that's positive news for them. Next on the news article is Digicorp's and Lulu. So Digicorp, which is Digibyte, who do the Digibyte token, and I know again that's also in our trading portfolio. Lulu Group International launches blockchain with Digicorp Labs. So again, this is really big news. Digicorp Labs has been chosen as the sole blockchain provider for Lulu Group, which is pretty. I think this is fairly big news for Digibyte, because Digibyte has often sat in the background. It doesn't really get a lot of hype, not a lot of media attention, but its blockchain's really very important for the whole network. So it's really good to see Digibyte get some type of news article out there. Actually, when you go to Digicorp Labs, they've got a new logo, which is the D. Talks about the metaverse. You can go and check this out at Digicorp Labs. You can have a look at that for yourself and have a play around on their website. There's not too much information out there at the moment on their website. It all does say coming soon, but it is a new look for the cryptocurrency and for Digicorp Labs as well. So that's interesting to see. So good news there for holders of that coin. Third of all, let's have a look at Zilliqa. Now, Zilliqa had news this week that they are partnered with Ninjas in Pajamas. It's just the hype that's going on about this. I don't suspect Zilliqa or Digicorp Labs, Digibyte, to jump up in price immediately. Sometimes these, again, are lagging news stories. That means that the story breaks, the price doesn't go up immediately, but people are waiting just to see how this is going to affect the blockchain, or what the benefits are to the blockchain or the cryptocurrency for these partnerships. So while you might not see an increase in price on both immediately on both Zilliqa and Digibyte, it's still very good news. So for those that don't know, Ninjas in Pajamas, they're kind of like a virtual gaming world. And you can go onto if you go to their Ninjas in Pajamas website, you can have a look at what they do and what they do on the blockchain network. But basically, it's a gaming platform. So Ninjas in Pajamas and Zilliqa agree to a 5-year blockchain-focused deal. So that's pretty good, 5 years. Swedish esports being electronic games, organisation Ninjas in Pajamas, which is a very big organisation, by the way, and blockchain company Zilliqa have announced a partnership aimed at creating virtual experiences for esports and crypto enthusiasts. According to the release, the experiences are expected to provide users with real and tangible utility, as well as interactions within the digital realm. Some of the experiences teased from the esports organisation's announcement video include entering into a virtual shop to try on merchandise and to watch NIP play virtually alongside other fans. So that's really, really big news. Can you imagine going onto a virtual shop and trying on merchandise before you went and bought it? You can read the whole article here on esportsinsider.com. It just goes into a bit more detail. There's quotes there from both the CEO of Zilliqa and the founder of Ninjas in Pajamas. But it's well worth a read if you're a Zilliqa holder. So really good news for that. Some more news that's come out this week. Associated Press plans to launch Chainlink node to push data. So if you're a Chainlink holder, this is really good news. So far we've got Shiba Inu, we've got news on Digibyte, we've got great news on Zilliqa, and now we've got fantastic news on Chainlink as well. So let's have a read of this and what that means. The Associated Press news agency announced it would be launching its own Chainlink Oracle node to ensure any data from its US newspaper and broadcaster members would be cryptographically verified. So what that means is they're trying to get verification about the news sources and the news articles. As you all know, you could type into Google anything you want to look at, and there'll be always articles for that thing, and there'll always articles against it. A lot of the articles that might be for it might be full of hype and fluff, and they might not be written by tangible people. It's so easy for people now to grab anyone's data on the internet, write a story and say it came from them if they've published their own website. So this is really an exciting area for Chainlink. Now Chainlink, again, over the last probably 12 months hasn't really got a lot of press, certainly nothing like Shiba Inu or even Zilliq for that matter. It's very much been like DigiByte, where just, it's sat in the background, it's doing its thing, it's working well, but there are a lot of fans behind Chainlink, and so this is great news for holders of that. Again, Chainlink is part of our portfolio if you've been following me on YouTube for quite a while now. So positive things there. Now, while we're getting some great news from altcoins, let's just have a look at some of the news for Bitcoin to give you some more, security about where things are going. First of all, on Bitcoin News or news.bitcoin, analysts suggest Bitcoin's bottom could be 50,000, which is quite high. Remembering it was only a little while ago that they were trading at 10,000. So for 50,000 to be the new bottom for Bitcoin, that's actually positive news. Assuming Bitcoin surpasses $200,000 in this cycle. So really what the article is suggesting, that if we get a bull run between now and say February and March, and Bitcoin surpasses the $200,000 mark, then the bottom, if it was to fall out of the Bitcoin was to drop in price, it couldn't or probably wouldn't drop below $50,000. So that's really, really good. The price of Bitcoin in October has shown signs of a double bubble similar to the bull run in 2013, and speculators have been trying to guess the leading crypto asset's top. On October 20, the cryptocurrency market analyst Justin Bennett, some of you will know, discussed Bitcoin's possible price floor after it reaches the top. It was suggested that the end of this cycle could be between $207,000 and $270,000. Assuming Bitcoin crosses over that $200,000. It's not really a $200,000 support or resistance barrier, although it is. It's more of a psychological one, because Bitcoin's never traded there before. If we had a look at it on a chart, and you would have seen my other support and resistance lines that I put into charts, there actually isn't one there for Bitcoin because it's never traded there. But psychologically, for a lot of investors and traders, $200,000 is a big push. And it'll be the same too when Bitcoin crosses 200,000. Really, then the next big milestone for Bitcoin will be the $500,000 mark per Bitcoin. So again, that's going to be a psychological barrier for a lot of people out there who may not necessarily believe that Bitcoin is worth $500,000, or in this case, $200,000. So that's very interesting news and very bullish news for Bitcoin. On top of that, we've got JP Morgan have got a very bullish sign for Bitcoin. Now, this is really interesting because probably, I think 3 or 4 years ago, JP Morgan was saying that Bitcoin was dust. It was just ridiculous. It had no value. And now here we are 4 years later, and JP Morgan are saying, actually, you know what? This thing is probably going to be here to stay. And we think there's going to be some good price moves in the positive direction as we come more into inflation. So again, another article on bitcoin.news there to have a look at if you're interested in reading all of that. Further Bitcoin news: a US public pension fund for firefighters has now added Bitcoin and Ether worth $25 million to their portfolio. So again, now we've got pension funds in the US stating that they want to get better results and returns for their employees through their pension funds, and they've allocated $25 million to the portfolio of blockchain assets. Now this is really good because it just shows you that pension funds and what is the word I'm trying to say here, managed funds, are all starting to look at crypto now properly as a legitimate asset for their investors. And it's another area that they can diversify in. So if the property market crashes, or the share market crashes, or the bonds market crashes, or interest rates crash, and you don't get much money on your interest rate as part of a portfolio, then obviously crypto assets is another sector that they can now invest their funds into. Now, $25 million for the US public pension fund for firefighters, I've got to say, is probably a drop in the ocean compared to what the whole fund's worth. It's a $5.5 billion pension fund. So you're really talking about not a lot of money when in comparison to the whole fund, but the fact that they've taken this chance and they've made this decision, and it's already happened, I would suspect very strongly that over the next 2 to 3 years, they will start allocating more and more assets into crypto rather than just your standard typical assets classes that have been around for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But it's a start, and it's the old story. As soon as one pension fund does it, others start to look at it, because the other pension funds will look at this and go, well, hang on a minute, if they can get a better return for their investors and their employees, we're going to look bad if we don't get something similar. So then it all starts to cascade down. It's a fear of missing out, the FOMO. So I've got no doubt about that. So again, that's positive news. And finally, $2.2 trillion asset manager PIMCO are looking to trade cryptocurrencies. So you'd imagine a $2.2 trillion asset manager saying we're going to look at the crypto market and we're going to start offering that to our clients as an option for their funds. Again, even if they put 1% of that $2.2 trillion into the crypto market, it's going to be positive news for everybody. All these articles are on news.bitcoin.com if anyone's interested, or just go to bitcoin.com into the news section there, and you'll have a look at you'll be able to find articles that are related to the coins you're actually invested in and trading in. Almost there to the end. Solana has now moved into the 6th largest crypto market cap position, which is terrific. Let's actually have a quick look at Solana on the thing, which I haven't done today. I forgot all about it. Solana. Well, there's a double top there, but as we can tell from the recent double top that happened on the total market cap, didn't really hang around for long, and the all-time high was broken. So I'm hoping that Solana will find the same pattern and follow suit and break through that all-time high of around about $216. For those that were in the group when I recommended Solana, it was back down here at about $40 or $20. We've seen if you got in at $20 when I suggested it, that's now at $200. That's a really good return on your money in, what's that? That is August. What's that? That's 5 months. Really, really good. Anyway, a lot more to go for Solana, that's for sure. Finally, I'm going to finish off with Theta, just some news on the Theta token. For those of you that are interested in Theta and you hold it, you can go to thetatoken.org and you can have a look at the news articles on this here on their website. On the 22nd of October, which was 2 days ago, it is announced that Theta Labs awarded a US patent, another one, so this will be their 5th patent. And it's called Methods and Systems for Data Caching and Delivery over a Decentralized Edge Network. So that's really interesting news. You can go into the article, the link will take it to you there. I'm not even going to try and read all of this or try to describe it to you, because what I think how it works after reading this article several times, I'm sure I'm getting parts of it wrong, and I'd rather you just have a look yourself. But even if you wanted to go down all the way to the bottom of the article, there are pretty big bullet points here that are interesting. This first one, self-organizing, self-adaptive, self-evolving, minimal operation overhead, highly available and robust. These are the key points of this, what this pattern is going to do for Theta. Plug and play, a network node can join or leave at any time. Supports delivery of various types of content, for example, live stream, video on demand, data blog, within an unverified data retrieval framework. I'm not too sure exactly what all of that means, but it does sound good. And obviously for people who've got security issues and worried about their security, it's highly secure. Digital rights management compatible, general data protection regulation compatible as well. So that's in a sense a snapshot of what this new patent does for Theta. It is incredibly positive news that they've come out with a 5th patent that's now been approved. And again, it's only going to be a matter of time before Theta really starts kicking goals, and we start seeing not just Theta, but also I think Tfuel starting to rise in the ranks of their pricing and their market cap as well. Finally, for those of you that are on this that are running a Theta Edge node, I just discovered this yesterday or the day before. I haven't seen this before. There is a settings. I've got my Theta Edge work off at the moment because I find that when I'm recording or doing a high-end video productions, while it's if it happens to be doing a cache or a edge compute, it tends to slow everything down and the videos don't come out too well. So they're off at the moment. But you actually can go into a settings bar here and you can turn your folding at home off. You can choose your power levels, so it's medium or full. There was a low setting as well when they were set up the other way, which has now disappeared from their main menu that I can see here. I don't believe it's no longer there. So it looks like they've taken the settings from the menu drop down over here to the settings in front of it, so you can now adjust everything there. So you can turn your folding at home off. You can also turn your video encoding off. I happen to run both at once. It just seems to be, here's my folding at home. You can see it's initializing and getting ready to join the Theta network to be part of that global network. But we'll just turn that off for now because it's just going to cause issues later on for me. Once I've finished the video production and I've uploaded this to YouTube and shut down the video processing, then the cache and the edge compute will absolutely be turned back on. So all in all, guys, a really positive week for anyone who's investing into cryptos, whether you're a trader or an investor. As we said, we've broken all-time highs for Bitcoin and broken all-time highs for the total market cap. We've got great news regarding Shiba Inu that we've spoken about. We've got great news that we've spoken about for Digibyte and Digicorp Labs. We've had some fantastic news regarding Ninjas in Pajamas and Zilliqa. And we've spoken a little bit about Chainlink and the Associated Press. We've also had 3 or 4 articles come out in positive light for Bitcoin. One of them being that the Bitcoin should surpass 200,000K. We've got JP Morgan saying that it's here to stay, and we've got the US Firefighters Pension Fund are now investing into it. So that's really good. We've also got Solana. We spoke about that just very briefly, and finally good Theta news with their 5th patent. So all in all, a very positive week. We'll see you sometime in the near future next week. Take care until then. Bye.